Hello everybody, my name is Jonathan Norman.
And I'm Sabrina Norman.
And this is our first review on the first episode of
Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous.
Alright, now you're obviously more of a Jurassic Park. I think I said Jurassic Park, I don't know. I'm always going to say Jurassic Park. I'm never going to say Jurassic World.
No, I get it.
So we have not watched the episode yet. This is our introduction, basically expectations, very quick, and then we'll get into the episode. So I'm just going to ask you, what are your expectations?
So my expectations right now at this point are that Steven Spielberg himself has said Camp Cretaceous cannot be kiddie. So I'm really looking forward to the adult content in this show. As it being a cartoon, this is going to be very interesting. I'm really hoping that we see a lot of other dinosaur species along with this.
Are you hoping for hybrids?
No, I don't want any hybrids at this point. We haven't been really introduced to hybridization.
Well, we have with the Indominus.
With the Indominus Rex, yeah.
Wait, so, and this doesn't, we shouldn't see that, this takes place...
And the Indoraptor.
But that's what I was going to ask. This takes place during the events of Jurassic World 1, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so the Indoraptor has not been created yet.
No, exactly.
Okay.
So the only geneticization that I'm wanting to see is kind of like the pinpointing and hinting that they did with Dr. Wu in Jurassic World. When you got to see the Stegotriceratops on the computer. But other than that, I really don't want to see anything else.
Okay. Now, didn't we also see a briefcase that kind of at the end of the last one with different dinosaur DNAs that were kind of mixed names? Or was that was the last?
That was Jurassic World. Yes.
Okay. So none of that should have happened.
Yeah, that's Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Okay, so you want it to be dark, or at least more adult themed.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I have a feeling.
I know that since it is a cartoon, we're going to be leaning more towards the kids at this point.
Yeah, I feel like it.
But there is an expectation when Steven Spielberg himself has come out and said, "I don't want this to be kiddie and don't hold back."
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Steven Spielberg might be a little disappointed. I don't know, but we'll see. I don't know if he's a producer on it. Obviously.
I'm really hoping that before we do get into a lot of the drama of the show, that we actually get a lot of character build-up with the individual characters.
Yeah, and I was going to say that too. I want to really care for the characters and hope that they all have their own identity to them.
Yeah, and also with the island itself, this is the other side of the island. On Isla Nublar, we have seen where the original Jurassic Park site was built. We have seen where Jurassic World was built. So this is a completely different new territory. So I'm really hoping that we get to spend a little bit of time in this different location of the park before we go into the dramatics of it all, and we get a more bigger feel of the overall environment of the park itself.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the technology and seeing what else they have come up with to build, because I feel like although they did a good job, there's a lot of room to expand.
Yeah, and this being Camp Cretaceous, you have a lot of different activities that these kids can do as well, so it's going to be really exciting to see all the activities that the kids get to be involved in.
And I think even with without being too adult, I think you can still be kind of mature. And I mean, Disney is aimed towards kids, but they still have adult themes.
Exactly.
You can still have death and stuff. I mean, you're not gonna have ripping apart, and I'm not expecting blood. I'm not expecting
blood. I'm not expecting for any of the kids to get swallowed by anything.
Right, but I think you could, you can still make it creepy and airy.
Off-camera cut kills or something like that.
Yeah, well, I wonder, would it be too much to just have just a T-Rex just in one bite take someone and that's it? You know what I mean? Just grab someone and pull them into the woods or something, without it being just
too graphic. Yeah,
exactly, without being graphic. Anything else?
No, not really. I mean, I just hope I'm not disappointed.
Well, knowing you, I think you'll watch it all the way through, even if you are. Let's get into it. Alright, so we just watched the first episode. What did you think, Sabrina?
Oh my goodness. I don't even know where to begin. This is great. They really kicked it off with a bang for sure. Definitely a really good little twist there.
With the VR you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was very, very surprised.
Yeah, you had me pause it, and you're like, this is 2 minutes in already.
Yeah, and I was very surprised with the first kill. And I'm very pleased with it. It wasn't gory or anything like we were talking about. But you definitely know.
I am wondering, because it was kind of a psych out, not real kill. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if that's their way of like, this is playing it safe.
I think this is definitely going to be the way that they're playing it safe. I do want to go back to the very, very, very beginning of this show. Even the opening was very intriguing when the Universal sign came over. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure that was Pangea, when it was one continent, when the dinosaurs were alive.
Oh, the island? Is that what you're saying?
No, when the Universal Globe came around as like the Earth, there was only one major continent, and that major continent was Pangea at the time. And that was really intriguing because Universal is typically the world now. And I didn't know that it was by DreamWorks either. So we know that DreamWorks, like Shrek, is very adult.
Which it looks, that's true. Yeah. And it does look DreamWorks.
Yeah.
The animation style. It looks like a slightly lower budget DreamWorks, which it is. But
yeah.
But the animation looks great.
Yeah, it does look great, and I was really happy that they touched a little bit more on the kid's father and background. Yeah. About the kid.
Little touch on it.
Yeah, a little touch there. I really like that they incorporated someone who is a YouTuber or streamer. That was really interesting. They have very different broad spectrum characters and
they did exactly what we were hoping for. At the beginning of it.
Now, the kid, I believe, is Mr. Mizrahi's son, and Mr. Mizrahi was one of the big main characters in the first Jurassic World.
Okay.
And or I'm not quite sure who he is yet, or he could be Dr. Wu's son. I don't know, but because he's rich, that's where I'm like, oh, maybe it's Mr. Mizrahi's son.
Oh, you're saying the rich kid could be?
Yes.
Okay, I was wondering if he was Dr. Wu's son. Yeah. And then I was like, I think I'm just racist.
Oh, no. I think it could be Mr. Mizrahi's son.
Okay.
Now, I want to go and I want to touch base on the dinosaur part of it. I am very happy with the coloring that they went with the copy. I haven't seen the copy with a red neck before, so that was really intriguing. You don't see a lot of brightly colored dinosaurs in Jurassic Park.
Right.
And that was really one thing that I was really happy about. And even with the kids ziplining, the lighting and the color schemes for the dinosaurs was really good. I was also really excited about the fact that there was multiple members of one species of dinosaur. Yeah. Especially with Brachiosaurus, you have 3 that are walking in one herd, and you don't see that at all in the movies. You don't see big giant herds of dinosaurs roaming like that. I mean, you get to go through the gyrosphere ride with the boys in the first one. Right. But you only see like a selected few dinosaurs. Right. In that scene. There's also a new dinosaur that we got introduced to, which I'm very excited about. And the camp counselor was like, well, we've got a lot of dinosaurs that are cooking up in that lab, and that really intrigued me because it's like, whoa, we've been introduced to a new species of dinosaur that we haven't seen in any of the movies, and now here we are within the first 10 minutes of the show and we get a brand new dinosaur.
Yeah, that is cool.
So that was really cool. And these kids, man, these kids are gonna get themselves killed.
Yeah, I'll say. I mean, there's nothing I really have a problem with. I'm not gonna like get frustrated or anything, but it was way too easy for them to sneak out.
It was way too easy for them, and honestly, I do not know why you would stick the Velociraptor paddock so close to the kids' camp.
Yeah.
That's a big no-no for me, because already it's like, why would you build, something so dangerous so close to a group of kids? And you even heard them at some point, this place can house over, 500 kids and 150 counselors or something like that. And you're like, why would you build that so close to these children?
Yeah, and I will say we still have, this is the first episode, so obviously we have a lot to see. I was expecting to see more camp before something happened.
Yeah, I was expecting to see more camp too. Like, I was expecting them to be like out rock climbing.
A lot of kids going around.
Getting to go to like the visitor center and maybe behind the scenes of the petting zoo.
Yeah.
Maybe the mosasaurus, like going to see like the mosasaurus and stuff like that. I really felt like we were introduced to the Velociraptors very, very early.
Yeah.
And I do have to say that I'm very excited that it's literally Blue, Charlie, Delta, and Echo that they put into the show, because they're keeping it original. So I'm really hoping that, with that being said, that we're going to get to see Rexy, and we're going to get to see a lot more of the normal dinosaurs along with the other ones.
Yeah, and I'm sure we will.
Yeah, now I really do like that the fact that this kid, he knows so much about dinosaurs that he already has the reputation of a dino nerd.
Which I like that. I do like that they make, like, right away I'm like, that's smart for them to make the main character a fan.
Yeah.
Because it instantly connects you. Like, I'm watching it thinking, like, it makes me think of you.
Yeah.
Because it makes you connected as a viewer.
Exactly.
One thing that I actually kind of found weird, that they're, like, he's getting teased for being a dino nerd.
But they're all there for the dinosaurs.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you guys here for? Like, that's like kids going to science camp and then being like, you fucking science nerd. Like,
seriously.
What are you doing? Like,
my attitude, I wish this place existed, honestly, because if I went to Camp Cretaceous, I would be that kid. I would not be sleeping at night. I'd be looking out my window. I'd be, like, listening to the sounds around me and listening to the dinosaurs. And
which I will say the reactions could be a little, I mean, it's kind of hard because it's almost like the same with me in, like, horror movies. The more the reaction is, the scarier it is, right? Mm-hmm. Which, when they were scared, it was pretty on. Like, they seemed scared. With the wow factor, I almost want them to be a little more, like, jaw dropped. You know what I mean?
I definitely wish that there was a little bit more reaction from him when he was ziplining through the Brachiosaurus.
Yeah.
I do like that they made it to where the Brachiosaurus followed him on the zip line, because it gave that character a connection with the dinosaur.
Yeah, and it was very beautifully shot.
It was a very beautiful shot.
It was very cinematic.
You very much felt that connection with the dinosaur, with the Brachiosaurus, and with that character. And it's like, I would redo that zip line over and over and over and over and over, just to be able to get that feeling of, holy crap, I am taller than I'm as tall as this Brachiosaurus, and here I am face to face. Like, honestly, he looks like he could have just stuck out his arm and he could have touched it.
I know, I was actually thinking, I was like, what happened? Like, it almost looked like he almost ran into it.
Yeah, that one kid, he did, and he's like all freaking out and stuff. I'd be like, dude, I just want to smack it and hug it, you know?
But I was instantly thinking, are these zip lines lower than the dinosaurs' heads? Because that's not smart.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
Yeah, I think he's just scared.
Yeah, and he was scared at first, but it definitely did almost look like it was it was definitely there. I have to say that the character's reaction in the beginning of where that doctor in VR, when they were playing VR, and he went into it, and the first character that you come upon, his eyes just looked filled with terror.
Yeah.
And I really liked that. But it kind of made me laugh because that's the first character we get introduced to.
And he's really goofy.
Yeah, and he's super goofy. And so I'm hoping that they will continue to build on the humor of it, but at the same time keep it dark when that doctor died. All you see is just velociraptors jumping on him,
yeah.
And then you hear it go quiet.
Yeah, and that was cool. I was really surprised. Cool. I was instantly surprised.
I was instantly surprised too.
Now I'm wondering if the older brother is going to end up coming to the island.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's going to be other people that come to the island or something.
Because we obviously know the island, it gets taken over. Mm-hmm. Like the island, everything goes crazy.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to see what the families are like when
on the mainland,
watching the news, because and it's cool that they've established like all these people seem like they could be from different parts of the world. Mm-hmm. Right, so it'd be interesting to see like on the news that the Jurassic World Park is being taken over and seeing, because we don't really get that in the movies.
No,
we don't get to see families reacting like, oh my god, my child's on that island.
Yeah, and I'm really hoping that like you said, that we do get to delve into that, and we get to see like maybe the mother and the son
people
sitting
rushing
sitting,
I need to get on this island.
Yeah, or them being helpless and them not being able to do anything, and her just crying and the brother trying to comfort her or something like that. Yeah, basically, because I mean, if you really think about it, why would they be letting tourists come onto the island when these dinosaurs have broken loose, when they're trying to get everyone off the island?
I mean, if it's so easy to get into a raptor cage, I imagine you could get on the island somehow. It bugs me a little bit. It
bugs me too. You never push a button on a panel. And my questioning is, this is the big thing. Why was the kid freaking out in the first place when he has metal bars in between him and the velociraptors?
Yeah.
Why is he freaking out?
They kind of...
I can understand because you're like face to face for the first time with something that's going to eat you. But as soon as she hit the button, boop, there's the gate. There's your protection. It's gone. Yeah. Now, I'm kind of hoping that Owen Grady comes into this. Because
I was going to ask you about that.
Owen Grady is, the raptor tamer, as you can call him.
That would be interesting if the next episode is him dropping down and stopping it.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, because who else better than to stop the pack of raptors that he...
I'm guessing, though, it's not going to be played by...
No, I don't think it's going to be played by Chris Pratt. Now, if it is, I'm going to be seriously surprised.
Yeah.
If Claire is in this, that would be really cool because Bryce Dallas Howard plays Claire. So that's going to be very interesting to see. But
it seems like it wouldn't be in the budget, and I'd be fine if they have different voices. It's fine. The voices, as long as the characters seem the same. Yeah. I'm not, but I don't think that they can really have too much to do, because if this takes place in kind of the same time, then we know what they're doing. You know what I mean? We know what they're doing at this time.
Well, right now, nothing has happened yet.
No, nothing's happened, but I'm assuming,
if you think about it, there was something that I had thought about when this happened. As soon as those alarms go off and those doors come open, the security is being alerted. Right. As soon as anything happens or breaks in those enclosures, security is being alerted right away. So what I think is going to end up happening is that we're going to have a hero. There's definitely going to be a hero within the next episode. And, yeah, that's what I think of that. Another thing that I wanted to touch on is the soundtrack. I am very much enjoying the fact that the soundtrack is from the original, and the opening says that it's based off of the novel. Yeah. And that's really exciting. Also, they're really sticking with just the overall Jurassic feel, and they're sticking with the overall
definitely brought back
theme.
Memories.
Yeah, and I'm really, really enjoying that it's definitely sticking with home. Even when they went through the gate, I don't know if you noticed, but that shot when they look up at the sign when they go through the Jurassic gates
Yeah,
is
remind me of the first one.
same exact shot from the original Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it totally gave me the feel of the first time watching it.
But yeah, it definitely gave me the feel of coming into Jurassic Park again, and I'm like, all right, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Now, my biggest question at this point is, where is the raptor paddock exactly located? Because if they're in Camp Cretaceous in those double doors, are they contained in there, or are they outside of that barrier? Because when you watch them bring in all of the herbivores, you see a big gate of them herding them back in.
Right.
So I'm wondering if it's like the gate's like half a mile down the road, or if it's like a few miles down the road, or what. That's my biggest question.
Yeah. I would imagine it'd be at least like half a mile down the road, because they followed that truck, which I gotta be honest, the kids going rogue and everything, it feels a little bit like you have to make these characters a little stupid for the danger to happen.
Well,
and you don't
remember, they're teenagers.
Well, they're teenagers, but it's like, it's even more than that. It's like, hey, we got to make these kids more daring and stupid than I think teenagers actually. It's a cartoon, but and hey, no security's around.
Right.
Just so
if you really do think about it, you have a girl who has millions of followers, so she's going to do stuff to get more following.
But they didn't. They should have used that more. You could have literally just had her being the character to be like, I need to go out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this and everything.
Yeah.
Instead of like one kid just being like
it took me forever to get here, and I want to make the best of my time and stuff.
A little dinosaur.
Yeah, and
they just saw a bunch of dinosaurs. I don't know why you'd want to
out for a copy, man. Dude, the only time I would ever sneak out to go see a dinosaur in the middle of the night would be to go see the Tyrannosaurus. I mean, I would rather sit there and watch the Tyrannosaurus, like, in its enclosure than to go watch a teeny tiny copy.
Yeah, exactly. Like you
what?
just like swung by like all the, like some amazing. Why do you care now?
I would go see the Mosasaurus swimming around in its enclosure or something if I snuck out. But going back to what I was saying, I feel like the kids, the reason why they set up these 3 individual kids is because, one, she's a huge popular person on a streaming service, and so she's wanting to get attention. 2, rich boy thinks that he's all that and more, and he wants to prove himself to this girl because he's rich, and like you even heard him, rich and famous, ooh.
Which I hope I actually do enjoy his character. As soon as I saw him, I'm like, that's smart. That's smart to make a character that we all want to get eaten.
Yeah.
Instantly, as soon as that door opens, I'm like, I want you to get eaten.
I feel like this guy is going to be maybe the first to go, but at the same time, we don't even know.
Yeah, I don't even know if any. I would love for these characters to get picked off.
Yeah,
I really would. It would if these characters. I'm honestly
like, maybe
not
they not die, but like maybe they get injured, and then like later you see them like in like a recovery wing or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
If that would be cool. If basically it's like who's gonna last. Well, obviously we know the main character is gonna last, but if it's like they're all having to leave and disappearing one by one.
Yeah.
Because I honestly, I'm wondering where this show's gonna really go if it takes place on this island. If they're planning on making season 2, 3, 4, 5, how can you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you do unless you're like, okay, now we have these characters. Each season is a different characters, maybe taking place at different times or something like that. You know what I mean?
So I know that they do this in horror movies. I don't know if they do this will do this in the show. They have definitely lined up characters like they do in horror films, because
I was totally thinking that.
Yeah,
it totally feels that way. It feels like a Friday the 13th movie.
The nerdy kid with all the medical issues is just a stress case all the time. Did you get my mom's? No, I don't do well on windy roads.
Which again, I'm kind of like, why are you here?
Right? Like, and he's over here like heaving like his whole stomach out of his mouth over the side of the dock, and I'm like, all right, so this character is obviously like the character that's gonna get picked on, and he's like the little he's almost the innocent one.
Yeah,
he's the too innocent, and then you
he's
have
gonna be complaining the whole time.
Yeah, you have the innocent one, you have the athlete, you have the guru one for the famous one, and then you have the nerd, and then you have the rich one. So it's like it's all lined up.
Yeah, we were talking about how we hope that that all the characters are different, and they are all very different.
Yeah.
It does kind of feel like a almost Scooby-Doo or
it almost feels like a setup in a way, like it's set up,
yeah,
kind of.
I guess one thing that I'll say I have not a problem with, but they could have done better, I feel, is the way the main character gets to the island.
Yeah,
it was
winning
like,
a VR game is kind of weird, and then like you don't get the how did the other characters get there? I understand the rich kid because obviously he has something to do with the park.
Yeah, and they
the
say
other girl
that, like the one
does,
girl,
but it's like, what about the other girl?
Parents.
And what about the rich girl, Brooklyn? And
yeah, I'm guessing like, and I was expecting it like it's a camp. So why can't they just be going to camp?
Yeah,
you know, like it would have been awesome. Like honestly, I think I would have liked this a little more. The main kid really wants to go, and as maybe a surprise, because we established his dad's gone.
Yeah.
As a surprise, his brother saved up to get him a ticket.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, and it was like,
hey, this is your and dad's dream. I've been watching you play this video game, and dude, I don't want you to waste your time on this anymore. Just go.
Yeah, like it's time for you to actually see some dinosaurs. That would have been a great way for the brothers to have a good brother moment.
Mm-hmm.
It also binds them with their dad.
Mm-hmm.
And also it's like, if you are the first one to beat a game, like nobody has thought about this.
Yeah,
like,
I was expecting this kid to take off the VR set and be crying because he just won this game that he's been working so hard on, and now his dream gets to come true. Now, I do want to say this. When they did the pan through of his bedroom, I don't know if you realized this, but the Parasaurolophus, the Stegosaurus, and the Tyrannosaurus were all blank. They were all gray toned and white toned, and I don't know if you noticed, but the
models, you mean?
The models, yes. I think he paints them himself.
Yeah, they're models.
Yeah,
so
and I was like,
them.
no way! Like, this is awesome. Like, this kid is an artist. He's artistic.
Mm-hmm.
So we get a little bit more background with him there, and the fact that
it was cool seeing the DNA guy.
Yeah, Mr. DNA.
Yeah.
I was very excited that they did Mr. DNA, and I'm hoping, like, even he had a little Mr. DNA poster too, and I'm really hoping that they stick with callbacks to Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, and I'm hoping we see John Hammond's statue in this, because if we get like a callback to John Hammond, that would be really great too.
I would. This review is already longer than the episode itself.
Oh, wow. The episode is 24 minutes and it's only 23.
we have an intro that's 5 minutes.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Yeah, so I can tell you right now, we're the only ones that are going to ever hear this.
I don't care. This is great. This is great. This is nerdy. Nerdy shit that's awesome that we're going to look back on.
Nerdy dino talk.
Just wait for Jurassic World Dominion to come out. Oh, my God. It's going to be hours.
It's going to be a full fucking day.
I'm very excited.
Yeah,
excited for episode 2.
It was fun. It was great. I like I like that it's cinematic. I'll say I'm kind of wondering if, as time goes on, if it's going to get more cinematic, because there's a lot of still shots. Like, it looks like the camera is just posted and it's not really moving around a lot, if you get what I mean. Like it
Yeah, I wish that there was some more movement with the Jeep. They did a little bit with the Jeep, still shots with the Jeep.
Yeah, that was a little surprising.
Yeah, the color palette though for this show it's
really great.
It's beautiful.
It's really cool, and I really like the like, it's not, the characters aren't themselves like really detailed, but then their skin tones suits, and the details in the right spot. You know what I mean? The skin tone, the hair, all that. But then they have very soft. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes, it does. That character reminds me of Miles Morales too.
Yeah, like I'm watching and I'm like, this is how, if they were going to turn Spider-Man in any kind of a Spider-Man show, this is how I'd want it. Like, this is how I would. It feels comic booky, and I think that was the right tone to do it.
Now, one thing I do have to say, and I have to critique about the writing, is when they went through the gate, the camp counselor said, "Welcome to Camp Cretaceous." I'm sitting there thinking to myself, these kids are all sitting in the back of a truck, and he's in his Jeep. There's no one that's going to hear, "Welcome to Camp Cretaceous." He's just sitting there talking with the other counselor.
They could have totally, that would have, see, and that right there, that would have been a great comedy part, because they could have, like, if he did it, like, exactly the same way, like, he's going through, "Welcome to Camp Cretaceous," and they're like,
what
did he say? Did he say something? They just can't hear it. And if they built it up, like, the way that he...
Now, I don't know if, like, the windows were down in the truck or something, and I missed that.
It's implied they probably heard it, but it would have been a great humor. It would have reminded me of, in Shazam, when him and the bad guy are flying in the air. I don't know if you remember, but... And the
they're, like, super far away.
And the bad guy's like, "I'm going to destroy you," blah, blah, blah. He's like,
"What?
Huh?
I can't hear you."
Too far away, and he keeps talking. Like, it would have been, and to build it up and to have that kind of like, you think like, oh, he's saying it just like in the first one, and then it's like almost making fun of itself. You know, that would have been fun.
I do like the humor of it all. I like the.
It is fun, yeah.
I like the humor of it all. So this is what. She says something about masculinity with the boys.
Oh, this is this is what male masculinity. Toxic.
Toxic male masculinity looks like. God, say that 10 times fast.
Right, yeah.
But the humor of it's really great. Even with the counselor, like him wanting to be the top dog and like her coming out. I love her accent, by the way.
Honestly, the top counselor is probably my favorite character right now.
Yeah.
He's fun.
Yeah. I mean, he's not top counselor, remember that.
Yeah.
He's probably so far he's a really good humoristic character.
He kind of reminds me of like Fred from Scooby-Doo. Like, just like Fred.
No, I know.
Yeah, okay.
I'm thinking about it.
Just like, I don't know, in a way, like he's kind of the bulky one. He's always trying to be a little, it's almost like the leader when no one has elected him.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's kind of like, all right, I guess you can say
he wants so much for himself, but he can't have it yet.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to see where episode 2 goes, and I'm excited to learn these characters' names, because unfortunately, I am horrible with names, and I know that's not going to be good for this, but I'm just really bad with names, so I'm hoping I'll be able to start memorizing names here soon.
Yeah, and dive a little more into the characters and stuff, but I'm glad that they didn't shoehorn in it too much. Like, everybody, we got a little bit of each character, and we kind of get it, you know. But yeah, I'm digging it. I'm digging it too. Watch the next episodes.
Yeah.
Cool. Super long fucking review. That's what that is. But hey, it's the first one, so